17-year-old powerlifting champion Yashtika Acharya recently sustained a tragic, horrific accident, and due to that, she's unfortunately no longer with us. This powerlifting champion, this 17-year-old, unfortunately is no longer with us due to an unfortunate, freakish accident that happened while trying to squat 600 pounds. Don't get me wrong, this powerlifter, she was strong. She was really strong. Her max suited competition PR was just over 558 pounds. That's a lot of weight. Now, having that said, she still had no reason whatsoever to be attempting a 600-pound squat if your max was 528. I don't know if it was her idea, her coach's idea, if they were trying to get a new PR, maybe doing half or quarter reps, but you don't go from 528 pounds to 600 pounds. I'm all for trying to push yourself, trying to get a new PR. And yeah, we always preach progressive overload week after week, try to make it a little bit harder. Add 5 to 10 pounds here, do another rep here, add more time under tension. But progressive overload doesn't mean bumping 72 pounds from your max. And yeah, I do know that sometimes our adrenaline gets the best of us. We feel strong. We feel that we can lift anything in the gym. But as a powerlifting champion athlete and her coach, both of them should have realized that you shouldn't bump 72 pounds in one go. It was ultimately mistake number one, lifting way more than what you have the capacity to actually lift. Mistake number two, whenever you are going to squat, especially if you're going to do heavy squats, you need to have the proper safety equipment. And no, having a spotter when you have 600 pounds on your back is not proper safety equipment, okay? There's nothing on earth that spotter would have been able to do there, okay? So here's the thing. I don't care if you're the world's strongest man, if you're Mitchell Hooper, if you're Thor, I don't care who you are. There's nothing you would have been able to do spotting this girl, catching 600 pounds, plus probably her own body weight, depending on how she fell. There's nothing the spotter would have been able to do there. If you are going to squat heavy-ass weight like this, you need to be in a squat rack. Preferably a 4-point squat rack, as in one of those that have 2 bars where you unrack, 2 bars behind you, and then the safeties across, so that no matter which way you fall, if you fall forwards or backwards, the safeties are going to catch the weight for you. Unfortunately, in this case, she had no safeties whatsoever. Now, to make matters even worse, the bar wasn't even placed appropriately for her height. Mistake number 3, and I think the main thing that actually caused all of this, was the fact that the bar was racked way too high on the rack for her. And instead of just lowering the bar for her to be able to actually reach and unrack it safely, they decided to add rubber or foam platforms on her feet, or on the floor, so that she could step on that. No, you don't do that. Let me get this straight. There was a room full of people, including a powerlifting champion and a coach, who all thought that placing platforms on the floor so that she could step on, unrack 600 pounds, and then step off backwards, mind you, backwards, was a good idea. So I never thought that I would actually have to give this advice, but you do not step off of a platform when walking backwards with 600 pounds on your back. Now, this is the thing that baffles me, though. Why was the bar placed so high on the rack? Doesn't make sense, because, one, you would assume that she's working her way up to 600 pounds. You just don't go from bar to 600 pounds. You would assume that she's working her way up 135, 225, 315, 405, up until the 600. So you would assume that the first time that she squatted, she would have noticed the bar was way too high for her and would have adjusted accordingly right then and there. Let's just assume, for whatever reason, that wasn't a thing. She was going straight into 600 pounds, very first set, very first rep, right? Still, if you get underneath the bar and you notice that you can't reach the bar, why not just hold off, unrack the weight, and drop the bar a little bit so you can actually reach it? But no, they decide to keep the weight on and put these platforms. Now, this is what happens. As soon as she tries to unrack the weight and step backwards, she immediately loses her balance and her footing. It's obviously going to happen because you're stepping off of a platform, walking backwards with 600 pounds on your back. Does that make sense to you? As soon as she places one foot off, she loses her balance. Her other foot literally topples over, and she ends up spraining her ankle, or actually twisting her ankle, losing all stability, falling forward with the weight. Now, here's the thing. The weight is crushing her neck. I did not go to med school. I'm not a doctor. But if you compare the strength of a human neck to 600 pounds on a barbell, I'm pretty sure that barbell is going to win every single time. So unfortunately, due to that accident, this young girl is unfortunately no longer with us here now. It's tragic, but it could have been avoided. So why not use an appropriate squat rack with all the safeties, 4 points of contacts, and your safety bar? Why not use a weight that you could actually lift? I mean, if your max PR was 528, you had no business trying to squat 600 pounds. No disrespect, but that was just pure ego lifting. If you didn't reach the bar, don't place platforms to try to reach it. Just lower the bar. And if for some particular reason, that particular squat rack that you're on, even if you lower the bar all the way to the lowest setting, and you still can't reach it for whatever reason, go to a different machine, go to a different exercise. Don't put your safety at risk. Just go hard in the gym, push yourself, go for those PRs, go for that 1 rep max if you have to, but be safe. There's safety equipments in the gym for a reason. Use them. This whole incident is very unfortunate, and I'm not trying to be insensitive or blame anyone. What I am trying to do is open everyone's eyes to see the risks of ego lifting and not, doing stupid things in the gym that could end up hurting you or even worse. So please, if you are going to push hard in the gym, go ahead and do so, but be safe. Use your safety measures, use your safeties, have a spotter, lift within your means. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video, and make sure that you hit that notification bell. That way YouTube does notify you every time I do upload a brand new video. But until next time, you guys.